Okay, so we're going to go over how to use Google Calendar. And Google Calendar is another one of those apps that kind of works with Gmail. So you can find it on the right side of the screen here. It's this one at the top that has a number in it. That stands for calendar. Also, when you hover your pointer over it, it shows the word calendar. Remember, if you don't see that right hand side, by clicking on this arrow at the bottom of the screen, it will reveal it. So we're going to click on this, and this brings up a mini version of the calendar that is just basically showing the current day. And you can use this if you want to make a quick appointment, for one day. But I recommend that you use the full screen button here that will expand it into a full window so that you can more easily work with it. So I'm going to click on that now with my left mouse button. That opens Google Calendar in a tab. You can see it at the top here. There's a tab here. My Gmail is in a different tab. I can switch back and forth between them. But we're going to stay in Google Calendar for now. And we want to set up an event on Google Calendar. And let's make it for, let's say, Thursday, April 7th. So on the left side here, we have a calendar for the month of April. And if we click on the 7, in the middle here, this gives us a area where we can schedule appointments. So if we want to make this appointment at 10 a.m., we move our pointer to around the area where 10 a.m. is and click, and see this box appears on the calendar at 10 a.m. and also a window appears here where we can enter some information. So let's just call this team meeting, and let's say that we want to change the time. Maybe we want to keep it at 10 a.m. to start, but maybe it's going to be a 2-hour meeting. So we click on the 11 and notice this new window appears, and to make it a 2-hour meeting, it needs to end at 12 p.m. So we click on that, and that also changes the appearance in the window there. And then to make it permanent, we just simply click on Save. Now, if anything changes in that meeting, we can always just click on it and see this pen here, this symbol that looks like a pen. If we click on that, we can make the changes to it if we want to, like maybe add a location, or maybe change the time. Easy enough to do so. I'm just going to put a location, room 10, and it'll just leave it there, and I click Save, and now it modifies it in this area here. So that's how you create an event in Google Calendar. And Google Calendar works not just on your Chromebook, but you can access it on your PC. And if you have an Android phone or tablet, the calendar for those devices also interacts with Google Calendar as it does with Google Contacts. Okay, let's do another appointment. Let's say we're going to go to Monday the 11th. That already has an appointment. Let me go to the 20th. So Wednesday the 20th, and let's say we're going to set up a meeting at 10 a.m. let's suppose we want to make it 9:30, so we can easily change it by clicking on the 10 and making that 9:30. In this case, we're going to add guests, and you can easily add guests if they're in your contact list. So for example, if I wanted to add Veronique, I could do that and see Veronique's name appears at the bottom or below my name here. I'm the organizer. Let's say I wanted to add Mary. I could add her. And when let me add a location, let's say Immigration Outreach Service Center. So it kind of fills it in for me there. And so that makes my calendar appointment a little bit, more complicated. When I save the meeting this time, it asks whether I want to send an invitation email to the guests that I included. In this case, I'm going to say don't send, but normally you would say send. And in their email, they would receive an invitation. But I'm going to click don't send, and my new meeting is saved there. Oops, I did not put a title on it. So I'm going to click on this. Remember, I can click on the pen and let me put a title that says Computer Literacy Meeting, and click on that. Again, I'm going to say I don't want to send anything out, and I have my meeting. Now, you can set these calendar appointments in the current month, or you can go ahead and set them in different months. These arrow keys move you back and forth between the months. So this arrow key moves you to May, June, July, August, and so forth. Let's say we were going to have a Thanksgiving lunch in November. We can open to Tuesday, November 15th. Set the time to be 12 noon. And we're going to have a little bit longer lunch, so we'll go till 2 p.m. We're going to have it at, let's say we're going to have it at Outback Steakhouse, a very Thanksgiving-like place. I'm not going to add any guests at this point. We'll wait until we get closer to the time, but we kind of have that saved now, and that appointment is made for November. Something else I want to point out to you is the view that you can have from the calendar. So up here in the right hand corner, it has the word day. That means that what you're viewing in the center here is the day view. You can change it to be a weekly view. See, that shows the entire week, starting at Sunday through Saturday, and you can go ahead and make appointments. And see, this is still giving me the week of November 2022. I can go back to April, and let me just click on that date, and it moves me back to April. I can also have a monthly view. This quickly shows me my appointments for the month and anything that's going on. And I can also have a yearly view. Now, the yearly view is not necessarily showing me all the appointments in the way that the monthly view does, but it does make it easy to set up appointments. You can also have a schedule view that basically shows I think it's for 6 months, shows all your appointments for 6 months, and you can scroll up and down and you can see we've got a meeting that occurs every week. So that's the schedule view. So I'm going back to the monthly view, and I think the remainder of what I covered related to calendar can be found on the recording for the April 4th class. So I'll let you look at that now.